What's going on, guys? It's Nuke here and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 Zombies video, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a second/super Easter egg that's going to be taking place across all the maps, but it will be released later on. I'll talk to you guys about that more in the video, but without further ado, guys, if you do happen to enjoy, don't forget to leave that like. Let's go for like 10 likes. Can we go for 10 likes? I feel like that may be a little bit too far. First off, I'm gonna be giving you guys the eggs and bacon of this crap, okay? Like, I'm gonna be giving you guys the basic information that we need to know, where this all branches out of, where it all starts, and it all comes from a guy called the Real DF. Now, the Real DF had actually went into the codes and leaked out this little Easter egg that we're supposed to do in Revelations, and he actually leaked this out before the Revelations Easter egg was solved. Well, now, thinking about it, he leaked it out around the time where we were in the beginning of the Revelations Easter egg stage. Like, we got the Keeper Protector, we got him to do the little ritual around those jump pads, and that's about as far as we got. We didn't know about the bones, we didn't know about Sophia, we didn't know about defeating the Shadow Man, none of that. Now, the Real DF is actually known for leaking things. He's actually gotten in trouble by Activision and Treyarch before for going into the codes and leaking things out to the community, you know, that weren't supposed to be leaked or that just weren't found out by the community yet, and then he got in trouble for it. So the leaking and things that this guy does is actually very, very useful, or at least it seems like it, since he's gotten in trouble with Activision before and has been forced to take his stuff down. Anyway, so what he leaked out to the community was actually in a cipher, so that Activision could not take it down, because obviously it's a cipher, and someone managed to actually solve this. So keep in mind, this is before we even found really anything out in the Revelations Easter egg. Here we go. He says, "You are close. The main Easter egg needs one more reel than your bones. Find all of them and meet Sophia in every form. Let's teleport to a familiar place, use the gate worm, get the real AS, and let's wait for everyone to get the map and get super." Now, when he says use the gate worm, get the real AS, I'm assuming he means the ancient staves. It could mean Apothecon's servant, but I highly doubt it. Now, what he's saying by this is that we are going to be getting a super Easter egg that takes place cross maps, but Treyarch did not want PS4 users to find out this super Easter egg before Xbox did. Treyarch and Activision are waiting until Xbox gets the DLC for them to actually unlock this huge Easter egg that's going to be taking place across multiple maps. Now, this has actually happened before. This type of situation has happened before in Gorod Krovi, to where not all of the Easter eggs were really unlocked until Xbox got the DLC. Now, the Real DF has apparently been into the codes before and has found a super Easter egg within the code of Shadows of Evil, the Giant, Der Eisendrak, and ZNS. And apparently he also told us that we would be very disappointed after seeing the Easter egg cutscene. However, we need to keep looking. And he's not the only one who has said that we need to keep looking after we're done with this DLC. Jason Lundell, after an interview with Noah J456, had actually said, if you have come to the conclusion that you are done after DLC 4, you're wrong. So if the man Jason Blundell said this himself, then that obviously means that we need to keep looking and doing something within DLC 4, because obviously we're not done. Now, I actually wanted to give some evidence by myself that I have noticed and that I have found that proves that we could be getting a super Easter egg in Revelations, or, you know, across map, all the maps in general. First off, the map has been done for 2 to 3 months. Now, if you've been subbed to me for a while, or if you've been watching my videos, you've heard me complain about time and time again for the past 3 videos I've made that they could have spent these next 2 months, or the 2 or 3 months that it should have been finished, and they could have just edited it and made it like the best map of all time. Now, if you ask me, I feel like Revelations was rushed, especially because it was done 2 to 3 months before it should have been. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this DLC was done, DLC 4 was done when Gorod Krovi was released, and that should not really be the case. They should be done with DLC 4 after maybe 2 months or to a month after Gorod Krovi was released. So this means they had an extra month to where they're just sitting around not doing anything with the map. They're for sure done with it. Now, guys, this is DLC 4 forever. Like, this is the last map of all of Call of Duty Zombies history, or at least for the Origins crew, and for them to be kind of rushing it and then be done a month before even the third DLC DLC was released. That's crazy. If they're trying to make this the best DLC ever and like put brackets around everything, they should not be done a month before the DLC 3 was released in order to satisfy the Zombies fans. And besides that, Revelations is probably the easiest Easter egg to complete in Black Ops 3. I'm gonna be completely honest, the only hard part about this is that you need to complete the other Easter eggs like Der Eisendrache, Zetsubo, you know, all those Easter eggs, Gorod Krovi, but that's really the hard part about it. Revelations does not really have a hard Easter egg. Most of it's based on luck, you know, getting the Apothicon Servant and the little Arnie's from the box, but other than that, it's not that hard of an Easter egg. So what if this means that they rushed Revelations and they rushed this Easter egg because there's something more to it? Not in just Revelations, but maybe they took that extra month or 2 months that they were done with DLC 4 and created something new, like more Zombies content that would be released once Revelations was released to Xbox and PC players, such as this huge super Easter egg that everybody's talking about. Now, something else that I wanted to talk about is that when you do the Revelations Easter egg and complete it, the RK5 is rewarded to you in all maps as the starting pistol. So when you spawn into Zetsubo no Shima or Der Eisendrache or Revelations or any of the maps we've got in the season, you will start out with an RK5. This means that one Easter egg in one map can trigger a bigger Easter egg in all the other maps. Now, we kind of already knew this because if you did all the Easter eggs in all 4 or 5 maps we've got in this season, you can get Takio's Katana in Revelation. But now it's kind of flipped around. If you do one Easter egg in Revelations, now you get a reward in all 5 maps that we've gotten this year. This means that you can trigger something in Revelations or in a map, giving you a reward in all other maps, which means this huge cross-map Easter egg that we could be getting once Xbox gets the DLC could actually happen. Now, one more thing I wanted to talk about before we end this video is that this Revelations cutscene does not make sense, right? It doesn't make sense whatsoever, but somebody actually managed to make it seem like it made sense and then gives us more proof of why we could be having this super Easter egg. So this guy says, "We fucking failed." Reading directly off the page, we effing failed. We fell into the trap. Monty tricked us into restarting the same cycle that has played out millions upon millions of times. If you think about it, Monty has gained his omnipotence / timelessness through the cycle restarting. That is his agenda. Restart the cycle, remain omnipotent because he's restarting his own universe. You guys really think that everything that shines is gold? Well, clearly this is far from gold. We failed because we completed the cycle that we were supposed to break. Yeah, sure, this is an ending, but not the ending. This is the ending that happened millions and millions of times over. What we see at the end cutscene is the beginning of the Great War, which is where Origins picks up after. In case you don't get it, Monty is bad too. Monty perpetuated the cycle, and it is now restarted. You are at the beginning of premise. One universe is about to be effed up, then shattered, just like we have lived through this entire storyline. This was all prophesized, and we have gotten nothing new through this Easter egg. Mark my words, we have yet to use the original staves. We have yet to break the cycle, which is what we were supposed to do. We're supposed to end the madness and create a better future for the children, but what if Dr. Monty is evil and what he did was restarted the cycle to where we were the premise characters, then the Origins characters found the premise staves again, and the whole cycle repeated itself. Now, there's a quote from Richtofen that basically confirms what this guy's theory is here. Basically, Richtofen says that, yeah, I've seen multiple Richtofens before. I've seen he says this in Gorod Krovi, I believe. I've seen multiple Nikolais. I've seen multiple Richtofens, but I am the one to set us free. So this confirms that there are multiple versions of these Origins characters that are probably thinking they are doing the same thing. There are multiple Origins characters who probably believe that they are doing the right thing and setting things right, but Dr. Monty's like, nope, we're not doing it. We're restarting the cycle because this is how I become omnipotent. The all-powerful Dr. Monty. Now, there's actually a quote in Revelations that the Shadow Man gives us, and he tells us, do you really think that Dr. Monty is a good person? He is not. Then the Shadow Man proceeds to say, does the name Lucifer sound familiar? Beelzebub, Satan, the devil, Does that name sound familiar to you? Back in Mob of the Dead, we had a theory that Satan was the one, or the devil was the one controlling the zombies. So what if the Shadow Man right now is telling us, hey, don't you remember Satan? Don't you remember Lucifer controlling the zombies? This seems kind of familiar. I'm talking about Dr. Monty right now. Put the clues together. Dr. Monty controlled the zombies in Mob of the Dead, which is a completing cycle. That is like a mini version of the Revelations crew. The Mob of the Dead crew repeats its cycle over and over and over, just like Revelations. And if Mob of the Dead was controlled by Dr. Monty, that just further proves the point that Monty is not a good character. So what if this super Easter egg that's going to be released when Xbox comes out is where we have to basically break the cycle and defeat Dr. Monty once and for all? Maybe you don't even have to worry about the Shadow Man or the Apothicons or anything, because you're just facing Dr. Monty, and once you break the cycle, you won't have to worry about any of this repeating ever again. So this is just some information I have. I know this is a long video, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to try to shorten this down as much as I can, but guys, if you did enjoy, and if you're stoked to see if there's going to be a super Easter egg in this, I know I am, be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's Nuke, and I'm out. Peace.